Hey ladies, before we dive into this episode, I just want to let you know that there's still time to come to one of my free workshops, How to Stop Overeating Without Going on Another Diet. Yesterday, which was Monday, was the first of 3 workshops, and it was amazing. You can still join. If you're listening to this in real time on a Tuesday morning, you can join us tonight, or you can choose to join us live on Wednesday. Now, you might be like, Jen, my schedule is so busy. Don't worry. If you sign up, I will send you the replay. Now, if you come live, I do have a free gift for you. But no matter what, you are going to walk away from the workshop with more knowledge and things you can put into practice right away. All right, so head into the show notes wherever you're listening to this, or head to healthcoachforlife.com/workshop, and I will see you at one of the live workshops. All right, let's go. Welcome to the Health, Life, and More for Women podcast. This is a podcast for women who are ready to ditch diets, ditch the scale, and food guilt forever, and instead invite peace with food, body trust, and confidence in all of your choices. This show will shed some light on sneaky ways diet culture has infiltrated your thoughts, your family, and your well-being. I believe that no matter the episode, you'll walk away feeling informed, inspired, and encouraged. I'm your host, Jennifer D'Amato. I'm a certified intuitive eating counselor, coach, a mom of 4 daughters, a lover of all things pink, and I can't wait to dive into each and every episode with you. Let's dive in now. So I've talked a lot about intuitive eating in practice, my personal story. I've woven in the different principles in, several episodes. I mean, it is obviously the main purpose of this podcast is to share about intuitive eating and to help you in your journey. I also want to let you know that coming up, starting mid-May, an entire summer series on each of the principles. This is going to be amazing. I have a lot of things in the works, some freebie things, and maybe even a giveaway coming. I mean, who doesn't love a giveaway? But today I want to focus on something else when it comes to intuitive eating. And there's 2 key elements that I really believe help my clients and will help you be successful on your intuitive eating journey. So I want to share about those, how I see them playing out, and maybe you can even start doing some reflection of how these show up in your life now and maybe how you want them to show up in the future. So the first key element for success on your intuitive eating journey is increasing self-care. I believe that there is a huge lack of self-care, first of all. And I'm not just talking about bubble baths and massages. I'm talking those small things, those little things, those bite-sized parts of your day that you're taking care of yourself. Maybe it's sitting outside for a few minutes, letting the sun hit your face, especially if you are in a colder climate and it's been really gray and, lots of snow and third winters and all of those things that happen to all of my friends, especially on the East Coast and the Midwest, that maybe the sun is shining and you just need to take a few moments outside. Maybe for you, self-care is getting up from your desk, wherever you're working, and stretching, moving your body. I want to even encourage you to start defining self-care for you. I was just sharing with a client the other day that could you look at feeding your body, eating food, nourishing it as a form of self-care? And she was like, whoa, I hadn't even thought that is self-care. Honoring my hunger, eating food is a form of self-care. Even the thought that I am taking care of myself, that I'm making time for me, can be a huge shift and influx of energy. You know, if you've ever gotten to the end of the day and felt like, ugh, do you know that feeling like you hit the pillow and you're just like, today was just, ugh. I can't even imagine what that's going to look like as far as transcribing this episode, what that sound looks like in words. But I think you might know the feeling. But what if you end the day and you know there's been these bite-sized moments? It's not the big massage, it's not going on the vacation, but it's those bite-sized moments of sun on your face, getting up and stretching, moving your body, feeding your body, that you really look at the day and said, you know what? I had some great self-care today. I believe this is one of the key elements that help us be successful as intuitive eaters. You know, especially for my clients, I think this work is a lot. This work really pulls at our emotions, has our thoughts just sort of, on this heightened awareness about everything going on and, working through old beliefs, but also building new ones. So self-care has to be a high priority. So you might want to take some time and reflect, what am I doing when it comes to self-care? How do I define self-care? Are there any ways I can increase self-care on a daily and weekly basis? Now, the second key element for success as an intuitive eater is probably the most important thing that I work with my clients on. This is increasing self-compassion. We really are lacking in self-care, but we are greatly lacking in compassion for ourselves. We may even extend it to everyone else around us. I mean, our family, our friends, and even strangers on the internet. We are more willing to be compassionate toward them than we are towards ourselves. For so many women I talk to, their go-to response when things don't go well, when things don't go the way they planned or hoped for, is to criticize and to judge themselves. I get it. That was my default mode for years and years and years. I actually fell into the same trap of belief that negative motivation would help me. That if I just told myself, you're just a loser, you're not getting this, what's wrong with you, I can't believe you did that again or didn't do that again, that it would be the thing to push me forward. It never works. Negative motivation is the worst kind of motivation. So one key element that I invite into the practice with my clients, right away, is self-compassion. We actually do an exercise, a visual exercise, to help them have a reminder of the importance of self-compassion, but to see it in front of them. And that if we can increase self-compassion when things don't go the way we want them to, we show up with curiosity, what happened this week? What was going on? What was I feeling? What was I thinking? Instead of that old default mode of judgment and criticism. It's really amazing. They're able to embrace the learning journey. They're able to see that everything that happens within our work together is an opportunity to get to know themselves better, to get to understand the world around them better, to understand their thoughts and their feelings. It's probably the most amazing part of the work. Yes, I literally throw a dance party when I have clients who've, not felt hunger at all as an adult, and they start experiencing that physical sensation of biological hunger. I kid you not, I have a dance party. I mean, I've had clients who have never felt the grumblings, the gurglings, the hollow, any of those feelings, and they start experiencing it, and oh my goodness, we celebrate. But when a woman shows herself compassion, when she shows up without judgment or criticism for herself, oh man, that's like a 3-day event party. That is like swimming in the glory of this work, because right there is the key. Being more compassionate with ourselves is a game changer. So you may want to ask yourself, am I compassionate when it comes to myself? Do I go towards curiosity, or do I show up judging and criticizing? And then ask yourself, how can I be more compassionate with myself? This one might be an episode you want to rewind. Is that a thing on podcast? Rewinding? I don't know, slide the, the bar back and re-listen to this episode and walk through those questions again. There's no right or wrong here. There's no pass or fail. There's an opportunity for you to increase self-care and self-compassion. I know the power of both of these elements when it comes to living out life and walking the journey of intuitive eating. All right, ladies, I hope that I get to see you at one of the last 2 free workshops, how to stop overeating without going on another diet. And I'll be right back here next week for another episode of the podcast.